There I am. No one's joined yet. Just sit and wait. Just sit and wait.
Julia is watching.
Huh?
Julia's watching.
Julia Sini.
Mhm.
Hi, Julia. Just going to wait for a few more people.
Lindsay says hi. Anna.
Hi, Lindsay. I'm just waiting for a few more people before I start. I'm doing colour blocking tonight with acrylic.
Anna says hello from Australia. Woke up just in time.
Oh, hello, Anna. You'll have to excuse me. I've got a head cold, so sometimes I sound snotty. Sorry about that.
Dega says hello.
Hi, Dega. That's right. I'm going to show off my lovely new nail that I've managed to do. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I went on a course yesterday to learn the triangle nail and a 4D rose with Rachel Willis. And this is what I managed to do. Not bad for a first attempt. Obviously the rose needs a bit more practice, but I'll get there.
Anna says that is beautiful.
Thanks, Anna.
And Dega says, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, not bad. How are you? Okay.
Julia goes, Holy Mother, that's amazing.
Thanks, Julia. I've been dying to learn how to do that kind of work. So there's not going to be anything stopping me now. I should be posting and posting and posting. You'll all be sick of me. Okay, so colour blocking tonight. Okay, so as you can see, yeah, I can see, I've already done my base in clear. Okay, I've sculpted mine, but you could put it on, you could use your tips and everything, that's perfectly fine. But just remember, if you're using tips, you need to cover the nail bed in a thin coat of clear acrylic. So when you go to file it off, when you're doing a new redesign, you're only filing down to the clear and not to the nail plate. So, okay, so we'll get started. I'm carrying on the theme of yellows and greens. Let's go with my middle now. I thought I'd do a matching thing. So I've got a yellow one from Euro Fashion. I've got June Bug from CJP, Lemon Meringue from Trilogy, and a white and a clear from Anna's Systems. Okay. As I say, I've put my base down so I can work to make it quicker, you know, for tonight. So I can work straight from the top.
Michelle says hello.
Hi, Michelle.
And Rihanna. Right.
Hi, Rihanna.
And Lindsay said, oh my God, that is beautiful. I want to learn those kind of flowers.
Thank you. Actually, they're really fiddly. That's the only way I can describe it. It's real fiddly and slightly frustrating.
Julia went, hubby will be happy, yellow and green for Norwich football.
Oh yeah. Didn't think about that. I just like those colours. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some yellow. So okay, so what I do is I bleed the back of my acrylic out because we don't want it runny. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay, and I obviously, if you want a cap, afterwards you work slightly thinner. Okay. So you need your acrylic to be at a mouldable texture to make it easier. The Eurofashion is not actually the best for that. They're a little bit more watery. Okay, and then basically you just walk it to wherever you want to put it. And then I create a line with my brush. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways of doing it tonight. Okay. I just want to put a little bit extra in that little side bit there. Oh, and as usual, I've got the shakes, but just ignore those. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to leave that to set for a minute. Because I'm going to show you a way of filing it and cutting it. So that bit we're going to file. So I'm going to go to my next finger and start on that one. While I wait for that to dry a bit more, ready to file it. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to do a bit going down the middle. Doing an ombre with a bit of glitter. So I'm going to do it thinner so I can cap the top of it, because obviously when you file, you don't want to file away your glitter or your ombre. Okay, so let's go back to my yellow. Bleed it out again. Not the best of things to do when you've got the shakes. And obviously, because I'm going to be doing a line down the middle, I'm just creating, so I'm just going to do that. Is that okay? Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
It's the only trouble when you work on yourself. Obviously, you don't want it flooding the cuticle, which mine's just done. I'll just get that bit out. So I'm stretching it and walking it to go down the nail.
Lindsay says, are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. It's because of my health conditions that I've got that gives me the shakes. I live with them. Normally my oil keeps it relatively at bay. I take the CBD oil. So, but because I've had a flu-y cold thing going on, my body's sort of shouting at me because it doesn't like it, because of my other conditions too. Add a bit more. My customers are pretty used to the shaking now, but I always feel the need to explain.
Lindsay says, I feel your pain. Healing hugs for you.
Oh, thanks, darling. I'm pretty used to it, but you know, people that don't know you, they sort of question it a little. No, I don't get so nervous anymore doing these. I used to, but not so much now. Obviously it looks a little wibbly wobbly, but we're going to file it, so that's not so bad. Okay, so now I'm going to use my lemon glittery acrylic. You can use loose glitter, and you just pick it up with a bead of clear acrylic.
Anna says hello.
Hi. So basically, you're doing exactly the same thing, but you overlap your two beads. I should rest my finger on something really, shouldn't I? It'd probably make it easier. And then you just blend it back to create your ombre. Okay. You can shout any questions at me.
Marta goes, EF exclusive acrylic is best in the market.
Yeah, that's what my yellow is. I do find it a little bit more watery at times, but yeah. I've got such a mixture of coloured acrylics, because not all, I just go for what I like the look of, and not necessarily just the brand. Okay, I'm just going to wet my brush a little bit. I just want to blend that bit in a bit more. Not bad for a wiggly straight line.
Charlotte Ranger says, you give off very positive vibes, love it. I also take CBD oil.
Oh, do you? Yeah, I can't really function very well without my CBD oil these days. I've come to rely on it a little bit. Okay, right, I'm going back to the other finger, and I'm using a 150 grit file, and let me put my finger like that, that's it. That long one gets in the way. Okay, and you're just filing it straight. You know, keep making sure to keep your file upright. Put that under there. Didn't think that through properly, did I? Putting the long one in the middle. Okie doke.
Lindsay asks, what make and size is your brush? I'm still a student who is in need of a better and bigger brush.
Okay, this is from Alexa. It's the only acrylic brush that she does. The belly of it is really quite firm. So, you know, so when you need to use the belly of your brush to walk, as we would say, walk the acrylic down and patting and that, there's enough of it to do the job, because some of them are a bit on the thin side otherwise, so they don't do the job just as good as they could. Okay, I'm going to use a bit of white next. Okay.
Lindsay says thank you.
No worries. So when I'm butting up against the other colour, what I tend to do is just let it overlap just very slightly. You can overlap quite a bit if you want, but by doing that, when you file, there will be no gaps and no shadows, nothing. It will just file off nice and crisp. And remembering to keep patting your acrylic, obviously, because then it's less filing. And then you're not tempted to file it all away. So I'm just smoothing it over a little bit. Right, so I've created a pretty straight line. But I'll show you what else you can do. I've got these blades. Can you see them?
Yep.
I got mine from Amazon. You know, I'm sure you can get it from eBay and other places. And then what you can do is you can either push it up against to give you that dead straight line, or you can cut and pull away. So if you've used too much acrylic, you see, and by doing it with the blade, it means you can keep doing the whole nail, and you're not having to wait for each section to dry, if that makes sense. I'm just going to cap my yellow line on the other one. I always like to leave any acrylic, you know, if I'm doing design work, I like to leave it to set a bit before I cap, and then there's no chances of dragging it, you know, and bodging up your design. Remembering to pat the whole time. Took me a long time to work out to keep patting and patting and patting. That actually helps with the filing. So I would say I learnt the hard way. So obviously this cap doesn't have to be very thick, and the only reason we're capping it is because we've ombre'd it. If you're just doing one colour, you wouldn't have to cap. Okay, so I'm just going to hold my finger like that and make sure it's all relatively level. Again, by doing that, less filing. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the other one, and I'm going to use green. I've got a real big thing for this green at the moment. Doesn't have to be this make, just green in general.
It's a nice colour.
I think it's an underestimated colour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just going to go straight across on this one. Obviously, you can create any design. I'm just making it up as I go along, just so I can show you. I just need a diddy bit on this side. Obviously, if you're going to cap and you're working thinner, you can create your structure with your clear. If you're going to do it with just the clear, with the coloured acrylic, remember to keep your structure in mind. You know, we all like pretty nails, but they're no good if they're not structured properly. You know, all that hard work will go to waste because they'll snap. We don't want that. Right, so I'll get my blade and I'm just going to push it up against to create my straight edge. Okay. I'm going to get some yellow glitter on.
Anna says I have to go get my boys ready for school. Will this live be added to the group?
It'll be on the group so you can watch it any time. That's the good thing about these group lives. You can go back and watch it any time when you've got a spare 5 minutes.
She says great, thanks.
No worries, have a fab day. Okay. So I'm just gonna I'm using the blade tonight just to show you, but I tend to just use my brush. Okay. Okay, let's just put a little band of white. Remembering just to keep working relatively dry because it makes it easier. And remembering I've just slightly overlapped them all so I don't get any gaps. And sometimes you don't notice those gaps until you put your top coat on, which is too late by then. It's really annoying. Oh, my puppies are squeaking in the background. I've got my adorable puppies. Okay.
Debbie says looking like a Twister ice lolly yum.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
You weren't the only one thinking that. Just a bit of red in.
That'd be like our cabbages. We were doing the 4D roses yesterday, and Rachel was doing them, and the colours that she'd chosen, it reminded me of those cabbage flowers that you get in the bouquets. And I just blurted it out. That reminds me of a cabbage. So everything's a cabbage now. It was funny at the time.
When a couple of people thought it, Julia went, I knew I'd seen that colour combo before. Everyone was thinking it.
Okay, so on the end here, I'm changing it up. And I'm going to do another ombre. So I'm doing this one slightly thinner so I can cap it. It's difficult doing it on film because you can't move your fingers around so much.
Good colours for Easter.
I just thought, well, we're coming up to spring. I'm fed up of dark colours. I'm a definite colour person. If you're going to wear a colour, wear it bright. Type of thing. I do like the nudes and stuff, but it gets a bit boring. Okay, so I'm going in with my yellow glitter. And just pull it back to create an ombre. Okay, it looks a bit funny at the moment because it needs to cap. It will look like I think I could do with just a little bit more yellow glitter there. That's it. Okay, so I'm just going to let that set for a minute and we're going to go back to the other one. So when you're doing a full set, normally I've got 2 or 3 nails on the go at any one time. If I'm doing colour blocking and that, where I keep going backwards and forwards. Save sitting there wasting time. Okay, so I'm going to use my green. And I'm going to just fill in the sides with the green. Nice and layering. Is my sister watching?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, I should be going mad.
Yellow and green don't go together.
No, isn't it you meant to wet the bed or something? Yellow and green.
I have no idea.
I'm sure it's something like that. Didn't think of that at the time. But hey ho. Could be going on a bit thicker. Obviously still overlapping. God, they're making some noises tonight. Yep, still overlapping. Again, just so we don't get any gaps. A bit like when you do a smile line. Just slightly over the edge, and then when you file it, you get a lovely crisp line and no gaps. I'm just going to leave that side for a minute because I need to let it set a bit, and I'll go and do the other side. I could have done a green and white ombre, couldn't I? But never mind. Put my finger down. It's shaking. Sorry.
Amanda says absolutely love the long nails, stunning.
Thank you. Rachel Willis taught me it yesterday. I had a fab day. We went to Debbie Reed's house to do it, which was amazing.
You started me off with the shakes now.
Sorry. Bad, innit? Catching. Have any of you tried colour blocking before? Anyone? No? Sorry, I'm not staying in the same place. You don't realise how much you move about, do you? I'm just going around all my edges to make sure. Fine. So it looks a bit messy at the moment, but it won't when I'm finished. I've just got to turn my finger that way, sorry.
I've still got it.
I patted it too much.
You live by pat pat.
Pat, 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 and then you do it too much. Okay. Okay, so one messy looking nail. Okay, and then on the last one, I'm just going to cap that last bit that I did. Oh, actually, I think I'm just going to give it a little file first. Sorry. Okay. Just use my brush to get a spell. Okay. Again, you don't have to do it too thick. And just walk it down. Just putting the last bit on there. keep seeing that blooming twister lolly now. Didn't think that one through properly, did I? Okay. As I say, it looks a little bit bodgy at the moment, but once you file it, it crisps right up. Okay, I'm just going to put lids on everything because I knock everything over. Bit of a nightmare. Yeah, that's great, thanks. So obviously if you're using the blades to cut your acrylic, just be extra careful if you're cutting and pulling away, that you haven't got any other fingers in the way or anything, or you don't press down too hard, or on your customers, just in case you hurt them. I think sometimes when a customer sees the blade like that, they panic, so a lot of them don't like you using it. So I'm just going to wait for that to cure just a bit more. Okay, so I'm going to use a medium grit on my drill. It's far quicker. You can do it by hand. I finish off by hand, but this is quicker. So so not easy doing it in front of a camera. So what I do is I just reduce some of the bulk. Oh, let me turn the thing over. I'm sticking to it. I think my line could have been slightly crisper, but never mind. I'm sure you will get the gist of it.
Could you use your blades to do that as well?
Do what?
To make the line straighter?
Yeah. I think I forgot to file this one, but never mind. Okay. I've got a 150 grit file, and I was always taught sidewalls, top, cuticle, underside, free edge.
Dacre says, do reverse on E-file and go other way round and reposition your nail.
Can't do that, I've tried it. I'll get myself in a right old pickle. Oh, see, long nails in the way. They may look very pretty, but they're very not practical. What bit's
Tager
right?
says, oh, okay, what happens when you do that?
It flips off my finger. I know you've shown me how to do it, but I just can't do it.
Stacey says, where do you get your tips from?
What tips? What tips for the fingers? No, I sculpted my base on, so I don't use tips. But you can use a tip. If you missed the beginning of it, I said if you use a tip, remember to put a bit of clear on the nail plate. So when you file to redesign, you file down to the clear and not the nail plate. I'm just going to...
Tager says, reverse and turn your nail different direction.
What direction?
Like if you would shave the pencil in olden days.
What'd she say?
Like if you would shave the pencil in olden days.
How do you shave a pencil? Like that?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
With knife.
What?
She said with knife. Like if you shaved the pencil in olden days with knife.
Oh, like that? What, on reverse? How would that work then? I'm too frightened to try it in case I bodge it.
Yes. Tager said.
Okay. I'll practice that when I'm on my own in case I bodge it. Right, I go to my... I use these round files to do around the cuticle. I prefer it, but you use whatever you prefer.
Point 3 edge to person opposite. Point 3 edge to person opposite and reverse and start filing from apex.
This is the apex.
You can't fail, trust me.
This is me we're talking about. Come on. Maybe you could do a live and show us how to do it, Tager. That would be good.
She went lol.
It's not perfect. I can see flaws. Trouble is I could sit here faffing all night. I'm a bit of a faffer. Okay, and then what I do, I use a sanding bit, 180. And I just go around my cuticle with it. It stops you getting that lip. That was one of David's tips. Oh, nearly. See what I mean? I'm terrible. Filing my own nails away. Okay. Change back to the other bit.
That's normal.
What's normal?
I think common about filing your nails or wait.
Yeah. I'm alright when I do it on my own, but the minute I've got a camera in front of me, I'm a bit like, well, I'm not very happy with that bit there, but we've all got the gist of it. As I say, I could faff all night, me. Okay, stop faffing. Right, it's okay. Same sort of procedure on the other nail. Going to be difficult with the middle one. And
Daiga went, that's just a phone. Come on, lol.
that's what?
Just a phone.
Phone.
Yeah, it's just a phone. Rachel says, hey Mel. Willis.
Hi, Rachel.
And Debbie Reed says, looking fabulous, Mel. I don't have any sound on, by the way.
Oh, okay. Why not?
Stacey said, I will have to go back and have a look at start. This was about the tips.
Yeah.
I'm doing a course at the moment, so new to this. So did you use forms?
Yes, I used forms. I'd put the forms, I'd done my base before I started the live tonight just to save on time. So, oh, that long finger's in the way. Let me stick it up out the way. I'm not sticking my finger up at you, honestly, I promise. Seriously, didn't think that through, did I? Hey?
Rachel says, nails look gorgeous, love the colours.
Thank you.
Daiga says, your camera is just a phone, don't ever think this is what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm like. I always go underneath like that. Make sure both sides are level. Otherwise you'll have lopsided nails.
You could definitely stab someone with that finger.
Yeah. I'm satisfied now I've learned how to do it. I just need to perfect it.
It's really good.
Oh, see, in the way. So I can see a lumpy bit. Okay. There it is. The sanding bit again.
Daiga went, definitely helps him reach his extra inch on back scratching.
Oh, don't. I nearly stabbed my eye out last night. I went to rub my eye, my finger was sticking out. Oh, it did not hurt.
And Debbie went, check out that extreme triangle nail with 4D rows.
Cool, isn't it, Debs? I totally enjoyed myself yesterday. Even though I had the snot. Okay. Just making sure. That one was a bit easier to file. The other one's a bit big. Might have to go back to it. Okay.
Debbie went, can't get my bugger off. No.
I've not even tried yet. I thought I'd keep it on for the live tonight. And actually, I've got to go to college tomorrow to have a beauty treatment done by my daughter. So I think I might just keep it on for that, just to show off, because I'm so proud of it.
Daiga went, mind your Lee when approaching.
Lee actually wants to learn how to do nails, Daiga. Okay, I'm just going to file the other one a little bit more because I'm not happy with it. It's a bit, I don't know, it's just not quite right. That's better. I don't think this yellow one's going to be very straight because I think I forgot to file it.
Lee, finally you realise it's a proper job.
Yeah. Watching the football at the moment.
No, that's definitely not a proper job.
Oh, I just cut myself. I always sort of smooth over with a 180. I don't use a white buffer because it makes it too smooth. So if you're painting a gel polish or gel paint or top coat over the top, it doesn't stick very well if it's too smooth. So
Dave said male techs are more in demand.
are they?
And apparently more talented.
Oh, I reckon a bloke said that. I'll do it again. Okay, stop poncing. Look, my rose is full of dust. Okay. Top coat.
This is where the magic happens.
It is.
Julia went, my husband knows about nails way too much than a straight man should.
Actually, Lee's like it too.
Dave went, but we beat them every time anyway.
We certainly do. Okay. Sorry, keep moving my hand away. I'm dreading it when Ellie goes and gets a new job. The lives will be crap then, you won't get to see anything. Right, this is not quite as good as I'd liked it. Stop shaking. But you got the general gist. Yeah, I forgot to file that one. Why didn't anyone remind me?
Dave went, yeah, just on verbal level.
Right, I'm just going to whop it in the lamp. Rachel, my nail fits in my lamp. Yesterday, went to put a nail in the lamp and it didn't fit in. We had to put it in sideways. Because it was so long.
That's the first thing I said to you earlier.
Okay, so, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to show you the finished results.
Debbie went, Julia, my husband is the same, knows about nails, waxing a lot, bless him.
Do you know what? Before Daisy started doing beauty, I taught Miley how to wax, so he could wax my legs and my armpits. He used to give me sort of pedicures.
And he tries to act all manly.
Yeah, so he actually knows quite a bit now.
Daigo went, Steve knows about C-curves.
Does he? Okay, I'm just going to put some oil on. Yeah, that one's not as good as it could have been. I forgot to file it. How stupid. There we go. Not quite right.